Bezrat Hashem, we're going to tell a story. One time, Rabbi Yudel was one of the most important students of Rabbi Nachman. So Rabbi Yudel told Rabbi Natan that one time Rabbeinu talked to Rabbi Yudel and told him they were talking about bringing people closer to Hashem Yitbarach, doing that distribution of Hatzah. And during one of those conversations, Rabbeinu told him, you know, Avraham Avinu, he also had huge suffering from those issues, from all of the difficulties like Rabbeinu had. Because Avraham Avinu was also bringing the young people closer to Hashem Yitbarach. Because he was converting people like we know. And his way, the way of Avraham Avinu was that he was entering into the city and he was running into the center of the city and he was screaming, Hoi, hoi, Gewalt! And people would run after him like the people are running after a crazy person. And he, Avraham Avinu, was talking to them a lot and arguing with them that they're all in huge mistakes. And he knew all of their nonsense, all of the wisdoms and their assumptions of their way of worshipping idols. Because to worship idols in those generations, they had a lot of reasons and understandings of mistake. And Avraham Avinu, alav shalom, he was very aware to all of their assumptions and the way of their mistakes. And he was rebuking them and showing to them that it was all a mistake. And he revealed to them the holy, real faith. And few of those young guys were going after him because old people he wasn't bringing closer to him, Avraham Avinu. Because the old people already planned their roots. Can say that? Planned their roots in a lot of mistakes. And it was very hard to bring them back from their way. Just the young guys, the young people, they would run after him. But their fathers and their wives would fight with them, argue with them on those young people, because they would tell them that they went to bad behavior, nishtamdu, until that they would be rejected them very much, that some of those young guys would go back to worship idols because of all of the suffering that they had from their houses, from their father-in-laws, from their fathers, their wives. But few stayed with him, with Avraham Avinu, and glued themselves to him. And Avraham Avinu, he was doing that a lot, to reveal the simple, holy faith in the world. And he was writing a lot of books, thousands of books. And he had a lot of boys. And because they were his boys, for sure all of them would go in a straight way. Because even Ishmael, he made tshuva. Just after it, when Avraham Avinu wanted to leave all of his books and his wisdom in the world, he was checking and observing to who from his sons he going to inherit all of his books and wisdom, until that he decided to give it all to Yitzchak Avinu, Yitzchak our father. And he gave it all to him. And after it, Yitzchak was going in that way. And he was converting Gerim also. And he was writing also a lot of books to strengthen the faith, the holy faith. And he was observing also to who from his sons he going to leave his books and his wisdom. Because also Esav looked good for him. And he was he tried to mislead Yitzchak, to make Yitzchak wrong, to mistake, until that Yitzchak loved him, like that it's written, Vayahav Yitzchak et Esav, that Yitzchak loved Esav, kitzayit befiv, because he was hunting him with his mouth, like that Rashi explained over there, that he was cheating his father with his words, that he was asking him, Father, how I'm going to give myself from the salt, and on and on. But even though Yitzchak was observing, until it been clarified for him that the main one is Yaakov, and he inherit everything to him, gave everything to him. And also Yaakov was doing that, to bring the young people closer to Hashem Yitbarach. And he wrote few thousands of books on the subject of faith, because he made a lot of books in the issue of the holy faith. Huge amounts of books. Rabbeinu is not exaggerating. Every word of Rabbeinu kulo zera emet. It's all seed of truth. He knows what he's talking about. And he learned with all of his sons the paths of the holy faith, because they were all righteous. But even though he was investigating and he was checking who to hand all of his wisdom, until he gave it all to Levi. And to the rest of his sons he gave chapters. He gave them points. But even though to Levi he gave all of this wisdom, and Levi, that they were glued and very strong in the holy faith more than everyone, they received it all. This is why they were not mistaken the golden calf. And this is why they didn't have no labor in Egypt. Because the tribe of Levi, they were very strong in the holy faith more than everyone. Today I read in the book that calls Chaye Moharan something amazing. Rabbeinu told the story that there was a rich person that was very generous. And everyone that came to his house, knocked on his door, immediately they would invite him inside and tell him, come, eat, drink, whatever you need. You want to take a shower, you want to go to sleep. He was very generous, and everyone that would ask something would receive whatever he wanted from him. And there was also someone very rich that lived very close to that generous rich person, but that person was very, very cheap. One day, that he wouldn't even give a slice of bread to no poor person. And one day, a certain poor person heard about the generous rich person, and he wanted to go to knock at his door. But he was wrong in his way, and he knocked on the door of the cheap rich person. And that cheap person opened the door and looked at him with an angry face, telling him, what do you want? So he told him, oh, mister, I heard that you're so generous, that you're so kind, that mamash, you help everyone that ask for help, and I heard about you so many good things, that you're so generous, and wanted to eat. And that cheap rich person realized that he was wrong, that he thought that he was the generous one. So he told him, yes, I'm giving food, no problem, but first you need to work a little bit. So he told him, oh, I would love to help you. I heard that you're so generous and would love to help you. So he took him and worked with him physical work for a few hours, mamash, until he was dead tired. And then he took him to the entrance of the house of the generous person and told him, here, they're going to let you eat. And he went inside, and immediately they welcomed him and they told him, oh, you want to take a shower, you want to drink, here, come, sit, eat. And he was so happy, and he was, Baruch Hashem, drinking and sitting and eating, and they treat him like a king. And then he said, Baruch Hashem, it was worthy. Also the effort that I was working, and also the food, it's all so beautiful. So one of the waitress over there called the generous person and told him, he said that he was working. And so the rich person, the generous person, came to him and told him, what are you talking about? It was worth it to work and then to receive all of the food. I didn't ask you to do nothing. He said, yes, not you. You just gave me the food, but the person that brought me here, you're not together, you're not connected. So the generous person realized everything and he started to laugh. So I asked him, why are you laughing? So he told him, you were working for free and now you're eating for free. Because in the place that you were working, you weren't receiving no food. And in the place that you're eating, no one is asking you to work at all. And then Rabbeinu explained over there that in the place that you're working, you will never gonna receive no food. And in the place that you receive your food, no one is asking you to work. HaKadosh Baruch Hu that gives you all of your parnasah and all of your food and everything, He doesn't want you to work. He just wants to give you parnasah. But the person is falling to the Yetzer Hara, and Yetzer Hara is telling him, no, if you're gonna work, now. And he's making fun of him, and you're working, and you sweat so much, so hard, every day, you're dead tired. He doesn't give you no food. The food is coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, not from your employer, not from your Bala Bayit. In Shabbos, Rav Shalom said that there are few kinds from the Parashat Shavua. Learned few halachot about the Metzorah. Rav Shalom explained that there are few kinds of guards, of shomrim. There is shomer chinam, shomer besachar. There is guard that is guarding something, watching over something for free, and there is someone that is guarding, watching over something that he receives money. So every one of them have a different responsibility. And if the thing that he was watching over been stolen, so one of them should pay back, one of them doesn't need to pay back. He's got his reasons. There is one situation that's called Bala Bayit, that the Bala Bayit, the one that owns the thing, is with him. So for sure that person that was the guard that was watching over that thing, he is exempt from paying. Rav Shalom was quoting Rabbi Baruch Mimezhibush on that drasha, Rabbi Baruch Mimezhibush. And Rabbi Baruch Mimezhibush said that if Be'alav Imo, if the honors are with him, with the guard, so he is free. For sure he is exempt. And then he compared it to Avodat Hashem. He said, if you have faith that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with you always, so also on your sins, also on your avonot, you're not going to be punished. You're not going to pay on them, because your honor is with you. Your Bala Bayit, your honors, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with you. If even in your downs, in your fallings, you remember that it's all Hashem Yitbarach with you, you are not going to be punished on those avonot. Chazak u'baruch. Thank you very much. Kol Tuv.